Hey there, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. Welcome to your reading for November 7th through the 13th. We've got an eclipse this week. It's the 11:11 gateway. And during the pre-shuffle, I heard cut off at the knees. I saw a heart being pierced by a dagger. I'm trying to decide. There's this feeling of endurance, of strength. I'm trying to decide if you're cutting someone off at the knees or if you feel like you were cut off at the knees. It feels like almost as though some situation has left you feeling ungrounded, not able to move forward, and I think you've been held in this position, this battle. We have a lot of cards, extra cards here that want to come out. And I feel like you just want to break free. It is time to make a choice or a decision. I think this eclipse allows you to make a decision, to decide, do I continue this fight or is it just time to go? Oh, I think it's time to go. Oh, okay. Something has been, ooh, wow, very, very unfulfilling. So the two cards that wanted to be seen, they're not really part of the reading, but I feel like they're part of the underlying message is what it feels like. So underlying message here, we have the Eight of Cups. I don't think that's you standing here crying your eyes out. I think that's you there walking away. I think there's a situation we are done. It just feels done. It's like, I thought something was going to be my Ten of Pentacles. I thought this was the happily ever after. I thought this was going to be whatever. And there's this card of balance and justice that comes with it. So, now, before all of you think that you're just going to all break up, I don't think so. Within the dynamics of a situation. So it could be at work or it could be a family relationship or situation. There can always be some aspect of it that is so out of balance, the balance needs to be replaced. And so if you feel like they're showing me a drowned kitten. Okay, so if you feel like you have been left unheard, unloved, uncared for, this is where you rise up and you say, look, you matter to me. This relationship matters to me. Whether this is at work, so this job matters to me, this place of business matters to me, right? But I feel like I've been taken advantage of way too much, and we need to create a situation in which I get to feel also empowered, where I also get to feel like I have a say in what goes on. I am tired of holding my tongue, biding my time, trying to keep it together. I need to be in a situation where I feel supported. There's a need to feel supported. And I feel like for a while you've been sitting here in the balance trying to decide, is this something that's good for me or not? And I think you've decided that at least that aspect of the situation is no longer tolerable. Now, whether or not that means the whole relationship doesn't work, I don't know. But I think that you expected more from this situation. Whether, again, it feels like a relationship, but we spend so much time at work that quite often work is a relationship. It affects so much of our lives. If we are drained and exhausted and we feel used up at work, then we don't have a balance in our life. And I think there's a reason that these cards came together like that, because for some of us, it's about where we're being energetically drained. How can we make the adjustment on that? They're showing me like a tuning knob. How can we make the adjustment on that so that I can have a balanced life. Like I can have all the stuff. I can have the great job and the money and the clothes and the family and the friends and the travel. And, I work hard and I play hard. And nobody likes to work hard and play hard, I think, more than a Leo. I think that is, Leo loves to shine at work and loves to shine in their friends group and loves to shine at home because you're just so shiny. The sun, right? And so in order to be able to do all those things, something has been raining on the parade, and it's leaving you feeling like you're giving way more than you're receiving. And that needs to come back into balance. Because the key to the situation here, we have this King of Cups. And he's sitting there, he's on solid ground. There is like a pool behind him, but he's not sitting in the pool, he's sitting on the deck. He has his cup open, he's open to receive. And so since the key in the situation is that you need to be open to receiving what it is that you need. But he is wearing this purple, which is getting downloads and insight from his higher self. And his legs, though, the foundation of him is the truth. It's blue. And then ground that. It is the brown shoes. Grounding that. And here we have this Taurus energy. He's sitting in a very grounded, okay, I'm going to pull this energy down. And it is a full moon eclipse that we are having on Tuesday in Taurus with conjunction to Uranus, the lightning bolt. I am going to ground this energy into my being, and I'm going to receive what I need. And if I can't get it here, I am not staying here. It feels very ultimatum. Like I'm making a choice, and the choice I'm making is I'm going to make sure I am also getting what I need in life. Leo is such a hard worker. And so I'm not seeing the male lion. I'm definitely seeing the female lion. I'm seeing this pride of lionesses. So this is divine feminine energy that wants to rise up. The divine feminine energy, it's not about being the king of the jungle. It's about I'm willing to work with others to get what we need. And here we have this Ten of Wands, and it's draining you. And this Ten of Wands is interesting because it shows a male and a female doing the harvest, walking back home up the long trail. And there's an equalness there in shouldering the burden, and it's draining your energy that's not what's happening in some aspect of your life. Like you don't feel like everybody is carrying their equal fair share of the burden, and it is time for you to say that doesn't work for me anymore. And you have been waiting for something to change. In the area of what you're waiting to come in, we have the Hanged Man. It does look, though, like spring is coming. There is a thaw coming. He's thawing. You're thawing. I think that there's a decision made, but it feels like you give the choice. It feels like you give the ultimatum. I need this or I can't be here. And I don't think it's about you trying to control somebody else. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's about understanding your own sovereignty and your own worth and your own deservedness to receive equally from others. You transform the situation. It could be a difficult conversation. We have this page and this knight at cross purposes. There's a hazelnut. Hazelnut is wisdom. They're standing in an open hazelnut, and their swords are caught up in the hazelnut. Honestly, this feels like you, though. You with your higher self. Like your higher self is trying to tell you something, to impart wisdom to you, to train you. There's a lesson. And it's the autumn here, right? So it's the time to let things fall away. It is the dissolution of something. It's the harvest season. It's the gathering in of the wisdom. And it's been a tough lesson. Very tough lesson. And Spirit's asking, are you listening? Because you need to break free. We have the Devil card. I just want to see where I have to censor it. Very passionate Devil card, right? Something you're very passionate about, someone you're very passionate about has been controlling you because of your passion and your fire and your desire for this thing to be. It's been all encompassing. It's a big dream. It feels like it lit you up, right? But you're being asked to allow yourself to be lit up again. But from the inside of you. So the Devil card is about how do you overcome being controlled by other people's power. And the way you do is you take your power back. Right? It's about taking your own power back, not being dominated. In the heart space, you have the Fool card. The interesting thing about this Fool card is he's standing in what looks like the Wheel of Fortune. Your choice, your decision, whether or not you turn the wheel. Spirit's bringing you information around areas of your resources. That hawk there has a message tied to it, okay? So the messages are incoming. It's 8 of Wands. It's around areas of your resources, time, energy, money, talents, some kind of a resource that you have. There's information coming in about it. And this information is going to have you looking to the future with hope. It feels like with hope because, look, we got this big old rose here. Like this thing I'm super passionate about. I think it actually, usually when you see the Devil's card, it seems so negative. This one just feels like passion. It's in the area of what are you supposed to do? And I feel like it's about finding the passion again. This king is sitting here with his cup open, but all the roses that represent passion are sitting behind him and he's not even looking at them. And I think part of opening your heart to receive would be discovering what you are passionate about. Because in the obstacle to overcome, we have the Four of Cups, the apathy. I think what's missing, this little drowned kitten that I saw, is the passion for life. And the potential outcome, we have the Page of Wands, and she's holding the roses, which makes me think of this big rose here. There's a letter that's been opened. It came in with Spirit. It's laying here, and there is this water, but this water is flowing. It's not still like it is here. And she's looking to the future, waiting for something. I think it's time to get a little excited about life again. And I think you do that by choosing you and what brings you joy and what brings you happiness. and not over-shouldering the burden. There are other people that should be helping to carry your burden in some way or the other. You've been at cross purposes with something. Perhaps yourself, but maybe the place you worked no longer does it for you. Maybe there are people in your lives that you just cannot even have good communication with anymore. It feels like it's always verbal sparring, always somebody trying to get the one-upsmanship on the other one. It's like being stuck and stagnant. Unless you pull your sword out, you can't really harvest the wisdom. It might be time to pack up and move on to a new job, to a new place to live, to a new friends group, to a new relationship. This eclipse is going to allow you to really set yourself free. So this eclipse, the cards that came out for that, you have here the Hex Breaker, Sound Healing, the Final Goodbye and Release, and it has the Hummingbird, and there's your eclipse right there. And the hummingbird beats its wings about 50 beats per minute, which is almost as fast as your heart can beat. And so there's this rhythm that needs to be picked up in your heart space that helps to elevate. And you have here Mugwort, Dreams, Rhythm, Higher Self, Reality, and Rest. You've been doing so much. But I feel like it's no longer resting. It's the thaw. It might not be time yet because you're standing here poised, not yet moving. But definitely right on the precipice of moving. So, you know, what works for you? What excites you? What lights you up? Right? There's a real need to find that again. To find the joy again. And as I say, find the joy again, I flip over the card that says delight. It's a little sparrow. Sparrows are very, they have this really beautiful song. And this is called Songbird here. But I don't know if hummingbirds, what noise they make. I always just hear their wings. But a sparrow has this optimistic, chirpy little fun song. It's really great to wake up to in the morning. And you have the card of focus. And this is a big cat. It's a snow leopard. Over the next few months, it's time to start focusing on moving forward. Moving toward the thawing. You know, there's this winter scene. He's not running, he's walking. I think you're poised to make a change, but I think you make a choice about what change you're going to make in the next few weeks. And I think it really gets kicked off with this energy. And that moon moves into Gemini, and it's there Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Let's see what you're being encouraged to focus on. You have the scales of karma. The rebalancing. Cycles of disharmony, creating new traditions and unfortunate events. Okay, so cycles of disharmony means that things are being brought back into balance, creating new traditions, bringing things back into balance. But it is an eclipse, and it is the letting go of one thing in order to bring something new in. You can't get to the next level unless you're willing to set yourself free. And it almost feels like a little bit of a free fall, like you're really not sure where you're going. I'm not really sure where I'm going, but I can't stay where I've been. Because where I've been doesn't work for me anymore. I'm bored. I'm listless. I just have this sense of apathy. Like the joy has just been drained right out of my life. It feels like it's been nothing but drudgery. Just doing this. to do that, to go to bed, to get up tomorrow and do it all over again. And I want something exciting and fun. I want to feel excited about life again. That's the energy I'm getting out of this reading. And Spirit wants to remind you that sometimes what you seek out there, it starts with what's in here. If you don't fill your own cup up first, you aren't going to find it out there. So it's time for you to get excited about life where you are right now. This is a slow movement forward. This is a focus forward. This is a choice I think you make this week. I think when you give that ultimatum, it could be to somebody else. It could be to a job, but it could also be the ultimatum you give yourself. I am done living like this. I'm not doing this anymore. I choose joy, I choose happiness, and I choose to create it for myself. I am a master creator, so why don't I just do that? Why don't I make the choice to turn my world around by choosing to feel joy in my heart? This isn't always about... When we rely on other people to fill up our cup, we're always going to be disappointed. We have to fill it up first. And this king sitting here with his cup open, like he's waiting for the wine steward to come along and fill up his cup. Probably what he needs to do is get up, turn around, and go dip it down into the water behind him and fill it up for himself, or haul his butt up off of that throne and go down in the wine cellar and pick out his favorite wine. The king is the yang energy. It is the energy of doing, not receiving. If this was the queen, that would be fine to be sitting there. It's the king. If your cup is empty, you have to figure out how to fill it up. And so how do we do that? How do we figure out how to be passionate and joy-filled in a situation where we feel like we're overburdened, where we're doing too much? One, we ask for what we need. Absolutely, 100%. We look around and we go, where is it out of balance? Where am I doing too much? Who's not carrying their fair share? Have those conversations in a way that doesn't put you at cross purposes. It's not always easy, right? Especially when you're this energy here that's so feisty and passionate, and I'm fed up with this. But if you remember, if this is a relationship and you bother to remember how much passion you guys had at the beginning, and you choose instead to light that passionate flame again and use that to recreate and reinvest your energy into a relationship, whether it's with another person or with yourself. So what do you like to do that's fun that you're not doing? What are you stopping yourself from doing? Because there are a lot of things you can do that are fun and creative that you probably already have the resources right there with you. Maybe you can't travel the world right now, but can you go visit some friends for the weekend? Just change the scenery a little. Helps a lot, especially when you're a fire sign. It helps a lot. Can you on a daily basis go for a walk? Walk on a different path. See new things. Don't walk the same place. That's too boring for a fire sign. New routes all the time. Ride your bike this time. Walk that time. And what can you do for yourself while asking others to also chip in and do their part? So when that moon moves into Cancer on Saturday and Sunday, there's a lot of creative, inspirational thinking coming in. And so I think you should trust your intuition about what is the next right, best step for you. You have the card of love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. Connect your heart to your head. Follow your heart. What would you like? What do you most want? Can you create the passion, the joy where you are now if a few people would just help shoulder some of the burden? Are you doing everything you can to be joy-filled yourself? Do you need to seek professional help? Because if you need professional help, you should go get it. It's a lot easier these days. You can do it online. So you can, I feel like there's an unburdening that needs to happen here. And there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm not a psychiatrist. But I think if you know that you could use a little help talking to somebody, if talking to a friend doesn't do it, and you need someone a little more professional, now's a really good time to do that. It's a lot easier right now, and mental health is something that people recognize as very important, especially since the pandemic. I feel like people are like really, it's not as stigmatized as it used to be. Stigmatized? And it doesn't have the negative connotation that it used to have. I think people recognize, no, mental health is really super important, and we all will struggle from time to time. So if you're struggling right now, do what you can. Find the joy. Focus on that and walk away from the stuff that doesn't feel good. Even if it's just for a day or two. All right? You guys take really good care. I'm going to pull cards special for this eclipse. Sunday nights, I do that a live premiere video, and I pull cards for each sign of the zodiac or something or the other. This week it's for the eclipse. So that is at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, the 6th of November. And that is Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. If you're watching on your phone, click live chat so you can join in the chat. I would love to have you join in the chat. Be sure to hit the thumbs up when you're there. Here too, it would be great. I'm on Facebook every day. I do a lot more on the astrology. I pull cards, but it's definitely astrologically based. All right, you guys take really good care of yourself. I mean that. And if you need to talk to somebody, then do that. Do that for you. You deserve that. And you know that deep down inside. All right? Take care. I'll talk to you soon.